Sometimes, if you listen really hard, you can almost hear it.
Our first ever instant star is...
You're it, girl. You're the real thing.
That moment your life changes.
It's about a girl who is just about to fly off and see the world.
Forever.
Jude Harrison!
Hello and welcome to The Breakdown, an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. As always, I am joined by the lovely, wonderful co-host of mine, Sam.
And I'm joined by the lovely, wonderful, beautiful Chloe.
And today we're recapping Season 2, Episode 2, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Part 2. That was a lot of twos in one sentence.
Yes.
Original air date, February 17th, 2006. I'm interested to hear your thoughts about this episode.
I mean, it's episode 2 of a season. It's, again, not one of my favorites, but I picked up a lot more this time through, so it was good.
Yeah, I found this time, I've always liked it, but this time I found myself just kind of wanting to get this episode over with so we can really get into the season, because this just feels like a continuation of episode 1, which it is, which is why it's part 1 and part 2.
Yes.
Okay, well, the synopsis is Jude, being almost dropped from her contract, has to beg for Darius's forgiveness. Forced to perform at the newest Instant Star finale, Jamie is not happy with the new Jude. Got that right?
Yeah, mine pretty much says the same. It says Jude begs for Darius's forgiveness, and he puts her words to the test. She has to perform at the newest Instant Star finale in a space number. Feeling unsupported, Jamie breaks up with Jude. On the other hand, Tommy and Sadie reunite.
Oh yeah, my synopsis didn't even mention Jude, Tommy and Sadie. I think it's your turn to do the recap this week.
Yes. So it starts out, Liam knocks on Jude's door and tells her that G Major wants to release her from her contract. She goes to see Darius and says she'll do whatever he wants. He agrees. No substitutions this time. Jude is put in the group number for a season 2 Instant Star finale. Jamie is woken up by Sadie and the dog, which is mysteriously back.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yes, he was getting some loving from the dog. He's late for the meeting, so he and Sadie talk while he hurries to get ready. Sadie tells him not to get between Jude and Tommy. They pick each other every time. Jude is getting fitted when Tommy walks in, needing help from Portia. Tommy and the poor copier do not get along. Jude tries to apologize again, but she finds out all the bad news from part 1 is true. Sadie and her mom are going through clothes to give to the homeless and have a talk about how maybe she'll find a better guy at college. Stuart shows up and opens the Tommy wound all over again. Jamie arrives at G Major. He sees Jude, then SME coming out of Liam's office, shaking hands. He asks Jude to go to the meeting with him, but she doesn't. Jamie gets fired and expects Jude to fix it. Sadie and Victoria go out for a drink. Jude doesn't get Jamie's job back. Jude performs the space song with the new Instant Star contestants. Jude and Jamie break up. She performs Stupid Girl. Mason wins Instant Star. Jude dyes her hair blonde. And the next day, Tommy says he's been dying to get back in the studio with Jude. He just missed her.
Can I also say that by the end of this episode, Jude has been awake for 68 hours?
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, that 3 days? I'm not even going to do the maths, but yeah,
Let's
that's a long
see.
time.
48 hours is 2. So yeah, that's like 3 days.
Sure. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
That's
it
the
was a
crap
good
I used to pull in college at like finals and midterms.
I thought it was a good episode. I don't know, I had a few likes. I also had a few dislikes. What did you think the episode theme was?
Healing and give and take in a relationship.
You always choose good themes. I had realism,
Yes.
like Jude's realizing that she must put her career first. Sadie's realizing the nature of Jude and Tommy's true feelings for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie's realizing Jude has these superstar responsibilities over him. And I think Tommy's also realizing his feelings for Jude. Because
Yeah.
I feel like in season 1 he buried them after episode 8. And
Mm-hmm.
this is the first time we're kind of seeing them come up again.
Which what you said about Sadie, I think watching it the first time through, I halfway expected some big blow up from Sadie when Jude and Tommy get together, but now it's like you said, she realizes they have feelings for each other. I think she kind of realized that it's inevitable. They're gonna get together.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's start from the top. I mean, Liam comes to Jude's house and says they're releasing her from her contract. Do we really think that would happen that fast?
I didn't think it would happen that fast over one song.
No. But maybe they were, I don't know, maybe
But
I'm
I
thinking
mean,
too
this
deeply
is
about this. Maybe
Darius,
they were
and
like playing with her to see how she responded.
yeah, I was gonna say this is Darius, and Darius, for the most part, kind of knows how Jude is. He knows that she doesn't really follow directions unless she's threatened with something big.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And then so Jude runs to G Major in her pajamas, which I love, and
Yes.
says that she'll do whatever Darius wants, which he decides means performing in the instant star finale. I mean, it's not the worst finale that I've ever seen on some kind of TV show,
No.
but we realize that Jude can't dance. Oh, I guess we kind of knew that from season 1, where she was learning to dance for the Shay music video. I'd forgotten about that. And then in the
I
real
tend to
world,
block that, just that little arc out.
yeah, yeah, I just forgotten about Shay and anything that happened with him. And then in the real world, we have Sadie telling Jamie that, Jude and Tommy will choose each other every time. And Jamie just kind of lets it go over his head.
And Sadie even says something like, "Trust me, I know from experience," or something like that. I forgot exactly what she says, but
Yeah. I mean, do we think that she's right for being so honest with Jamie? I mean, poor guy's only, what, 16?
it's one of those situations where it's like, does she slap him in the face with honesty, or does she soften the blow and lie to him? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he's going to
even
find out
at
eventually.
16, I'd rather be slapped in the face with honesty.
Yeah. Well, speaking of honesty, Tommy is incredibly honest when he bumps into Jude with his photocopying problems.
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't even entertain the idea of hearing her out.
No.
And he's so pissed when he hears that she took Jamie's advice to sing a different
Yeah.
song. I mean, fair play. Why should she listen to a high school kid over her producer who knows the business.
Exactly.
So I think Tommy's feelings were justified.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were like, oh, he's way out of line. He shouldn't have acted like that to a 16-year-old, blah, 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 blah. Well, Jude kind of screwed them both by listening to Jamie.
Yeah. We said in a previous recap that we did, I can't remember which one, that Jude is a kid, but she's now thrown into this adult environment.
Yeah.
She can't always behave like a 16-year-old, even though she is 16.
Yeah.
And then, Jamie has this meeting with Liam and finds out that he's not SME's manager anymore. I mean, were we really surprised? Again, why would they keep a 16-year-old kid on when, Darius is all about building his empire?
Exactly. Which then makes me wonder why they did what they did in episode 3. But I'm like, first of all, they're not going to give that type of job to a 16-year-old.
But what do we think about Jude not even, she says to Jamie, I'll get your job back, but then, she doesn't. And I feel like she didn't really put much effort into it, but she had other things.
I don't think she did either. I think in this, and I'm going to say this not as a dig at Jude, but she selfishly and rightfully looked out for number one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is something she's going to learn this season that she has to do.
Yeah. I mean, one of the main reasons I don't like Jamie is he's such a coattail rider.
Yeah.
He rides Jude's coattails, he rides SME's, he rides Patsy's, he rides so many people's coattails. And the thing is he doesn't even realize he does it, but then he just expects Jude to get his job back.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, in a relationship at 16, you feel like that's something you would take on that responsibility to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then let's go back to Sadie. I mean, at the beginning of the episode, she's like, Jude and Tommy choose each other every time, I'm done. And then by the end of the episode, she's getting back together with Tommy. I was like, what are you doing?
I know. I can't stand, I love Sadie. I mean, Sadie's probably my favorite character. And not because of who. I love where her and Jude's relationship becomes. Because I am her older sister. I am, really close to my younger sibling. He's one of my best friends. So, I mean, I get that. And I get wanting to protect him. And I get wanting to do all that. So, and I get he played football. He was like Mr. Football in high school and this and that. And I wasn't. I wasn't involved in any clubs or anything. I was involved in clubs, but I didn't play sports. I didn't do that. I preferred staying out of the spotlight where he loved it. So I kind of relate to her on that. I relate to her being an older sibling, and our situations are different with the parents on why I had to take on so much. But I understand taking on so much when there's issues with parents. And so that's why I really like Sadie, but I cannot stand when she's so wish-washy like this. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we've all been there. We've strung out relationships or friendships with people even because you don't want to admit to yourself that it's not going anywhere good. So
yeah,
I get it, but I was just like, oh my God, what are you doing? You've already acknowledged that, they're always going to choose each other and you're getting back together with him.
Yeah.
And then Jude, reluctantly performs Stupid Girl, and we see Mason win the second Instant Star contest, which I love. I love that we get to see a bit more of Mason as the season goes on.
Mm.
And then the episode ends where Jude shockingly dyes her hair blonde.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god, I would not
Darius'
bleach
favorite
my own
color,
hair.
platinum.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that foreshadowing.
Yes.
And Tommy is just like wowed by Jude's new look.
Yes.
And then obviously we have that lovely scene at the end between the two of them. And Jamie kind of is there as he watches them drive away. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into our likes and dislikes. What did you have?
Likes Jude's attitude, Sadie's wardrobe, SME, Mason, Jude's blonde hair, and I put love last Johnny scene.
I liked Sadie being a realist about Jude and Tommy, at least to begin with.
Yes.
I liked how Tommy was being such a realist about Jude's career.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like he never sugarcoats things with her. I loved Tommy not knowing how to use the photocopier. I was like, I guess why would a music producer know?
Yes.
And I really liked Sadie and her mum bonding. Like, I liked that scene.
Mm.
What about your dislikes?
I put Jamie and Liam.
Oh, like just as characters?
Yes.
I really disliked Jude's parents. Like, they're still
Yeah.
arguing. We're on season 2, episode 2. They're still
I'm like,
arguing.
enough.
It's exhausting.
It is, and it's like I hate knowing what comes because it just frustrates me farther.
Yeah. And I also disliked Jamie and Jude's relationship. I've said it before, it's always felt very childish, very like brother and sistery. And I just really disliked how Jamie behaved at the end, where she's trying to quick change for the next performance. Like, ugh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jamie's just very childish to me, like as a character.
He really develops, I think, by season 4.
Yeah. I mean, season 4, I don't hate him as much as I do the first 3 seasons. But I still, like, if I was to go through and list, he still wouldn't be in my top 3.
If there are any Jamie lovers out there, please get in
Please
touch and
don't
tell
hate
us why
me.
you like him.
Yes, please explain why you like him, and please don't hate me.
Let's get into our chemistry cam. What did you have?
I had last drama scene.
Yeah, I had the same chemistry cam with the end scene of them in the car. I know we said that we'd promise it wouldn't be Jommy every time, but it just had to be.
It had to be. I mean, that is like one of the most iconic scenes of the series.
I tried to not put Jommy. I tried to say, okay, what about like when Sadie and Tommy get back together? And I was like, no, can't do it.
Nope.
So yeah, we agreed. The Jommy car scene.
Yes.
Let's get into our what the fuck moments.
I had the mattress guys hitting on Sadie and Victoria.
I had that. I was like, how old are the guys talking to Sadie and her mum?
Yes.
Was that the only one you had?
Mm-hmm.
I had that one, and I also, I don't know if it's a what the fuck moment, but I'm calling it one. Why does Jude have such an aversion to performing in the finale? Like, as a musician, you get more exposure, people see you perform.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really understand her thought process there.
I don't know.
And then I also had, did Jude and Jamie actually break up? Like, we see the fight, and he says, "You're not my Jude anymore," and then he walks off. But
But
no
did
one
they
actually said,
actually
"I'm done."
break up?
Yeah, I'm so confused. I guess
Yes.
you're meant to presume that they did, but you don't actually see it physically happen.
Yeah, you don't actually see a "we're done, I'm breaking up with you." All you see is a "you're not my Jude anymore." And I mean, I took that as a breakup, but like you say, we don't actually see a breakup.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just a bit confused, but there we go. I guess sometimes the less said, the more impact that it has in a scene.
Mm.
Hey, who did you have for your heroes and villains?
I actually had Jude as my hero and Jamie as my villain.
Oh, why did you have Jude as your hero?
Just because I felt like she really stood up for herself. Like, especially against Jamie and but in a sense playing ball with Darius, she knew she had to back down, and if she wants to keep doing what she loves, she has to do what he says or she's gonna lose it all.
Yeah, I like that. See, I didn't even think of that. I had my hero as Tommy because
Yes.
that scene before she goes to perform the space number and he's reminding her that the musician side of herself is not just her career, it's a part of who she is and it's who she is. So I think he really reminds her that it's more than just a career for her, it's like a piece of her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my villain as Jamie because he was just so immature again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think this is where we're going to disagree with our song review of Stupid Girl. Out of 10
I rated
instant
it higher
stars.
this time.
Oh, okay. Out of 10 instant stars, how many instant stars did you give it?
I gave it 6.
Oh,
I wanted to give it 7, but I'm still like, I don't. It's hard when you don't like the original song that much. It's hard to even like covers of it. So
yeah. I gave it an 8. So maybe we could agree on like a 7 as a middle ground.
yeah.
Let's give it a 7. It's not a song that I skip when I listen to the soundtracks.
See, I skip it when I listen to it.
Really?
Most of the time. Sometimes I'll listen to it depending on what type of mood I'm in. But I'll say 75% of the time I'll skip it.
I think I like it better than the original. Like the original is iconic, but I like it better than the original because they gave Jude's cover like I don't know, had like a darker undertone musically, I found.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not one of the best songs of the show, but it's also not one of the worst by far.
Right.
Did you have anything for pop culture?
Mm-mm.
There wasn't
No.
much. So the episode title is a 1987 song by the Beastie Boys. And then Stupid Girl is obviously a cover of the 1996 song by Garbage. Jude says the captain of the Titanic would give anything to go back and add more lifeboats.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all know that the Titanic was the passenger ship which sank on the 15th of April, 1912. And then Jamie says, if he's Johnny Depp, I'm Prince William. Johnny Depp, obviously the American actor and musician, and Prince William is the heir to the British throne and the son of Princess Diana.
But Prince Harry is cuter.
Yeah, he has more hair.
Yes, he does.
Let's get into our favorite quote. I think we're going to agree. I had, don't get in between Jude and Tommy. They choose each other every time.
I had that one too.
Yes. See, we don't agree on the song, but we agree on the quote.
Yes.
Amazing. I mean, I think.
I agree on the hashtag iconic scene too.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I just feel like that quote from Sadie, it basically sums up the entire 4 seasons of the show.
Yeah.
Like if someone said to you, "Oh, I've never seen Instant Star. What is it about?" I would just quote them that and be like, "Go and watch it."
Yes. I would quote that and then be like, go watch it.
Yeah. Just about Jude and Tommy. They choose each other every time.
Yes. There's some music, there's some tension, some drama, but Jude and Tommy choose each other every time. Now go watch it.
For 4 years.
Yes.
What did you have for your hashtag iconic?
Last drama scene.
See, I was gonna have that, but then I was like, well, it's the chemistry cam scene as well, so I forced myself to choose a different scene. So I chose Jude dyeing her hair because
That's a good one.
it really shows the transition from season 1 to season 2. Like, the whole tone of the show has changed, and Jude was known for her red hair, and now she's, platinum blonde.
Yes.
Okay, shall we spin a wheel for most likely to? Who is most likely to be afraid to share their opinions in a conversation? Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jamie.
Yeah, definitely Jamie.
Okay, let's do our episode rating. What
I
did you
gave
give
it 5 stars.
I think I'd give it 6. 5 or 6. Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but I mean, it was just an extension of episode 1, really.
Yeah.
It was closing out everything that happened in episode 1. Well, that was our recap of season 2, episode 2. I can't wait to get into the rest of the season. This is where season 2 gets really good.
Yes.
Everything past this point is amazing. Thank you, everyone, for listening, as always. And check back next week for our recap of season 2, episode 3. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to The Breakdown, an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. The Breakdown was produced by me, Chloe, and Neon Network Production. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and listen to all episodes of The Breakdown on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. See you next time.